Even if your VA claim was denied years ago, that doesn't mean that's the end of the road. You could still get that decision reopened. But there's a difference between reopening that decision and appealing that decision. Welcome to VA Made Easy. I'm VA-accredited attorney, U.S. Army combat veteran Ed Farmer. Today, we're going to discuss reopening a final decision. I'm going to explain what a final decision means. I'm going to explain how you reopen that claim and explain what new and relevant evidence means. If you've been denied your claim, visit me at vetlawoffice.com. I provide zealous advocacy. I'll prep you for your CMP exams. I'll help you obtain that medical nexus opinion. I'll obtain buddy statements. There's no fee unless I win. Schedule a free consultation at vetlawoffice.com or call 1-800-700-4174. But for now, let's get into it. All right, let's discuss what a final decision is. Let's say you filed for service connection years ago and that claim was denied. You never appealed it. You never took any action on it. You're aggravated, you're frustrated, so you just let it sit. Well, after 1 year, that decision becomes final. But that's not necessarily the end of the claim. You could still reopen that claim with new and relevant evidence and by submitting VA Form 20-0995. Now I'm going to explain what new and relevant evidence is, but first let me explain what a final decision is not. So one, if the decision was received less than 1 year ago, that decision is not final because you still have the opportunity to appeal that decision. You could appeal a decision up to 1 year from the date on the notification letter. You could submit a supplemental appeal, you could do a higher level review, or you could go to the board. So you cannot reopen a denial that's less than 1 year. You have to appeal. And the big difference between reopening and appealing is that effective date. So if you continuously appeal a claim, the effective date is potentially the day you opened that claim. When it comes to reopening a claim, it's not going to go back to when you originally filed. It's more than likely going to go back to when you reopen it or when you submit that VA Form 20-0995. Final decisions also don't apply to decisions that involve increased ratings. So if you asked for an increase on your knee 3 years ago and you were denied and you never appealed it, yeah, that decision's final, but you can't reopen that decision. When it comes to increased rating claims, the VA is going to make you just ask for a reevaluation by submitting VA Form 21-526EZ. So reopen claims more than 1 year old and apply only to service connection claims or other benefits, but not increased rating claims. All right, so to reopen the claim, you need that 0995 and you need new and relevant evidence. Now, what does new and relevant evidence mean? New means that it's never been considered before, the VA's never seen it, it's not in your VA claims file. Relevant means it's helping to prove some element of service connection. So remember that elements of service connection are you have a current disability, there's an in-service event, disease, or injury, and 3, there's a medical link between that current disability and the in-service event. So the relevant evidence has to go to proving one of those 3 elements. Now, you shouldn't just submit any new and relevant evidence, although there's a pretty low threshold of what's considered relevant. I would submit evidence that's going to help you win the case. What you have to do is go back and look at that old decision. Why did the VA deny you last time? Did you not have the current diagnosis? Couldn't you not prove the in-service event? Was the medical opinion negative? So find out why you were last denied and obtain evidence to help fill in that gap. So if the last rating decision says you don't have a current diagnosis, get medical records showing you have that current disability. If the VA says you can't prove the in-service event, maybe you go get a buddy statement of someone who witnessed that event. If there's a bad opinion, maybe you go out and get a medical nexus opinion. So the takeaway message here is just because you're denied years ago doesn't mean that's the end of the road. Even if it was 40 years ago, you could still reopen that claim. It's better if you've continuously appealed it to preserve that effective date, but it is possible to reopen a VA claim using VA Form 20-0995 and new and relevant evidence. And that does it. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and as always, you have the power to change your VA.